Hi, welcome to my channel. It's me, Akiso. I am super excited you choose to learn from this channel today. Okay, so if you are new to CorelDraw software, this video is for no one else than you, because in this tutorial I'll be teaching you all you need to know about CorelDraw interface as a beginner. But before we dive into that, if you are new to this channel, consider subscribing to this channel by clicking or smashing the subscribe button, and ensure to turn on your notification bell so as for you not to miss any of the videos I will be uploading anytime soon. Without further ado, let's get straight to the tutorial. Okay, when you launch your CorelDraw, this is exactly what you're gonna see. Okay, but before we proceed into the tutorial further, I would quickly like to tell you that there are different versions of CorelDraw, ranging from Corel S3, which is majorly used by people doing graphic design. Okay, so you have Corel S3 upward to like Corel 2021. Okay, so the kind of system you use will determine the kind of CorelDraw version you're going to install on your system. Okay, but the only thing about it is that you can design everything using any of those CorelDraw version. The same thing that Corel S3 or the higher version of CorelDraw will do, and I show you that Corel S3, which is one of the lowest version as we speak, can do, because if only you know how to manipulate things in CorelDraw, and that's the essence of creating this video. Okay, the very first thing you need to do when you launch your CorelDraw is to click on this new document. All these that we have here are previous designs that I've made on the CorelDraw. Okay, then next thing you need to do is to click on your new document. Okay, then you have this kind of drop box, so you can decide to cancel it, or you follow suit, that is, you input the necessary things that you need to input, starting from the name, then presets. Okay, then we have page number, then we have primary color mode. So if you are designing a kind of social media design, I mean a design that will be posted on social media, just have to click on this RGB, because RGB colors are used for social media designs, while this CYMK are colors that are used for printed designs. Okay, then you have your page size. Okay, here you can decide to choose any of the page size you want. Then you can also input the page dimension. Okay, either let's say for instance you want to use like 12 by 12, put 12 here, then you put 12 here, or you want to use 8 by 10, you can put 8 here, then you put 10 here. All right, so I mean put 8 on the width, and then you put 10 on the height, depending on how you want it. Okay, then there's also orientation. We have portrait and we have landscape. Okay, and then we have a resolution, so you can decide to choose any of the resolution, but I would recommend you go with 300, which is the highest resolution. Okay, then I will decide not to use any of this now. Let me just click on OK. Okay, so now you can see our CorelDraw is freshly opened. Now quickly I want to walk you through the necessary things you need to know in Corel. Okay, as I speak, the Corel version I'm using is Corel 2019. Okay, now the very first thing you have here, you have files, you have edit, you have this first row, okay, that we have here is called menu bar. Okay, why the second bar is called, this bar, okay, is called standard bar. Okay, this bar from here downward is called standard bar. Why the third bar, which is this bar from custom downward, is called property bar. Okay, why the left bar that we have here is called tools bar. Okay, then the bar that we have down here, okay, from here downward, okay, on CorelDraw is called status bar. Okay, then the right bar that we have here is called the color palette. Okay, and let's quickly go ahead and explain more better. Now on the menu bar we have file, then we have edit, we have view, we have layout, we have object, we have effects, we have bitmap, we have text, table, tools, window, and help. Okay, all of these, they all have their functions. Everything on CorelDraw has their functions, but in this video I won't like to you will not be able to explore everything, but I can assure you that we'll touch the necessary things that we need to touch, and then as we move on in our training, you get to understand more better about all these tools. You get to know more, you get to know them better, and how to utilize them in your your day-to-day design activities. Okay, now quickly let's start with this file. Now file we have when you click on file, you will see new. Okay, when you click on this new, automatically it will show you a kind of drop box like this, like the one shows us earlier. Okay, then you include necessary things you need to include. Okay, then the shortcut for new is for a new document is Control N. It means once you click on this new, automatically it means that you are opening a new document. Okay, it is going to, maybe let's, for instance, we are working here before and you'd rather save it. If you save it and then you now want to open another document, let's come to file and then you click on new. Okay, and then you can also click on this new button that we have on the second bar, which is this standard bar. Okay, and let's go back to file. Okay, then we have open. Okay, this means this is only working for, when you click on open, it means you want to go and open a kind of design that you have actually done in the time past. Okay, so once you click on it, it will take you to where you store your work, your file manager, and you just go navigate and then browse out the design that you want to open. Okay, I'm not opening any design at the moment. Let me just close this. Alright, then let's go back to file. So you see recent, open recent. Okay, this means all the works that you recently do. Okay, all of them will store here, so you can decide to choose any of the design and then you open it and then you do any editing that you want to do to it. Okay, then you have save as. Okay, we have save here. Okay, and then we have save as. Now let me quickly explain the save and the save as. There's a kind of little difference between the two. Now let me do some things. Let me just change the color to blue. Okay, now come to file. Now click on save. You can see Ctrl S is the shortcut. Alright, as a designer you need to understand and make sure you know much shortcut, okay, to all these things, so as for you not to be wasting too much of time in your design. Okay, now let's go back. Click on save. Alright, so once you click on save, you select where you want to save your work. It could be on the desktop, it could be on anywhere you want to save it. Okay, then you input the name. Okay, then you click on save. Okay, automatically it will go and save the document where you want it to be saved. Okay, now let me cancel it. Good. Now if you now come to file again and then you click on save as. Okay, after you have made changes, let's see, let me do another thing. Let me do another thing like this. I'll just change the color to maybe red. Okay, and let me do another thing, change the color to like yellow. Okay, you can see that we've done some other thing aside from what we did earlier that we tried to save. Okay, now let's say for instance I want to now save all this that I have done without it affecting the previous design that I have saved earlier. I mean, I have to come to file and I'm going to click on save as. Okay, the shortcut is Ctrl plus Shift X. Use this to save as. Okay, once you click on it, automatically it will also show you a kind of drop down like this, a drop box rather like this, that you select where you want to save your design and then you select the location and you input the file name. Okay, without it, altering the previous design that you have saved. That is just the difference between save and save as. I hope you understand. If you don't understand, you can try to take your time to explore it more better. Okay, then you have import. Okay, you have export, you have import for all of this. You can use this import to like import images or background or whatsoever you want to import. You can use this export to export your own design. You get to understand that better as you move on in the tutorial. Okay, and you have send to. Okay, you can send to mail, send to Bluetooth and all these things. Then you can also publish your design as a PDF. Let's say for instance you created a design, you can now decide to publish it as a PDF that can be transferred and viewed on phone as a kind of document. Okay, I hope you understand. And you have print, they have a print preview. All these are for when you want to carry out printing. Okay, so these are not necessary except you want to carry out printing. Okay, then the next thing we have here is the edit. So under the edit we have an undo fill. What does that do? Like if you click on anything you do, you can undo it from here. Okay, you can also redo it from here. Let me say for instance I want to undo the fill, that is the colors that I apply. You can see I'm trying to undo the duplicate. You can see I undo the duplicate, everything that I've done earlier. I'm trying to undo them. Okay, that is the work of undo. Okay, then this is the work of redo. Okay, you can see redo is trying to bring back the things that I've done earlier that I tried to undo. Okay, I hope you understand that. Okay, good. Now we have cut. So you can, when you click on cut is control S. Okay, that's the shortcut. So once I press on this control S or I click on cut, automatically to cut this design. I mean the shape that with yellow color. Okay, you can see that it's already cut it. Good. All right. So then let me just bring it back with this undo that we have here. Okay, then we have copy. So you can also copy, and you can copy property from one shape to another. Let's see what that simply means. I want to copy the property of this rectangle or this shape with yellow color. Okay, let me copy the property. So you can see the properties that you can copy. You can copy the outline, you can copy the outline color, then you can copy the view. Okay, let's say first I want to copy the view. Okay, you see, I'll click on OK. Alright, then I'll come to this. I'll point the arrow to any of the other shape I want to replicate the same, or is it called, the same feel or the same property that we have on this yellow. I'll click on this. You can see that it's changed the color for me. Right, good. Alright, so then the next thing we have here is what is it called? So we have I think we have so many things like that here. So then let's go to view. So here we have wireframe, we have normal, we have many things here. So but don't worry, you get to understand them, more better as we move on in our tutorial. Okay, now let's quickly go to we have our second bar, which is the standard bar. So here, once you click on this, you automatically create a new document, and once you click on this, it's open. So you can open any file that you've saved earlier. Then this is to save your design, your work. Okay, good. Then this is to open from CorelDraw Cloud. This is to save to Corel Cloud. So we have this is to print. Okay, I'm going to print. So we have another thing here. This is to paste. That is, let's say anything. Let me see. Let's see if I copy this now. Okay, once I click on this, you can see automatically to paste it. You can see that I have a duplicate of it already. That's the work of that. So you see this undo. This is to undo, and then this is to redo. Okay, the same thing that we have under edit here, right? Then we have what is it called? Import. We have export. We have like this one. You can use this one to import images or whatever you want to import. Okay, you can import images, can import designs, can import anything. Okay, then you can also use this to export. Okay, then PDF, all these things that we have here. So what you need to understand about CorelDraw is that they work hand in hand. You understand? So alright, then we have what is it called? So you have here is where you zoom. Okay, so I zoom here, you can fit it, you can do whatever you want to do with it. Okay, then we we have a ruler, so many things here like that. Then here we have what's it called, under the third bar, which is the property bar. All right, so here we have let me just click out. Good. So you click out, you can see custom. All right, so you can change your paper size, okay, maybe to A4, A5. Okay, you can see A6, you can see A4, ledger. All these are paper sizes. So many things like that. So there are so many sizes there that you can just decide to choose from. All right, there's also business card size, so many things like that. You can see paper size from A0 down to A6. All right, so that's for that under custom. Then here under the page dimension, okay, you can decide to leave if the size that you want is not here on paper size, I mean on page size, okay, you can input the dimension that you want. Let's say for instance I want to input 8. all right, I'll press tab to move down to the other side where we have 12. Okay, if you get that, then click on press 10 on your keyboard. All right, once you click it on enter, you will see that the size of our workspace will change. All right, from square to something like portrait. All right, so you can see that this white workspace that we have here did what? It changed. Okay, so that is that. All right, then we have portrait. This is portrait as the work. I mean, the kind of page format that we have on our workspace as we speak now is portrait. Now if I click on landscape, I can start to change it to landscape. This is landscape, this is portrait. Okay, then so many things like that. Okay, now let's quickly hold down to our tools. Okay, we have so many tools here. All right, ranging from pick tool, we have shape tool, we have crop tool, zoom tool. Okay, we have freehand tool, we have artistic media tool, we have rectangle tool, ellipse tool, polygon tool, text tool, and we have parallel dimension tool, we have connector tool, then we have crop shadow tool, we have transparency, eyedropper tool, and then interactive view. Okay, but you need to note this, that each tool, almost all the tools has inner tools, that is other tools that are embedded under them. Now you see a kind of drop down arrow, okay, around each tool. Okay, like for this picture now, you can see a kind of drop down arrow beside it. Once you click on it, it will show you other tools that are embedded in the tool. Okay, almost all of them has. All right, so let's say for the pick tool, you have pick, you have a freehand tool, you have a free transform. Then for the shape tool, you have shape, you have smooth, you have smear, we have file, you have attract and wave, you have smooth, and then you have roughing. And then for the what's it called, the crop, you have naive, we have virtual segment, delete, and you have so many tools like that here, so you can take your time to explore them. I'll only walk you through the essential tools that we need to know. All right, okay, now let's start with pick tool. So now let's see what pick tool does. You can see it says select position or transform object. That's the essence of pick tool. You use this pick tool to select image. You can see that as I keep selecting this image, you can see that there is a kind of black shape on my pick tool. It to show that that's the tool that I'm currently using. Okay, all right, then what else can you use it to do? So you can use it to position image, you can use it to select, you can use it to do many things. And we have shape tool. Okay, but one thing you need to understand before we move down to what is it called, shape tool, is that if you do anything on this CorelDraw, there's always a need for you to return your tool back to pick tool before you can move ahead to doing another thing. Let's say for instance I click on this rectangle tool and I draw a box. All right, so there is a need for me to return the tool back to pick tool. Okay, so as for this box that is showing around my cursor to get away. All right, so that's just it. It is very, very essential for you to always return your tool back to pick tool and select any tool around here. All right, and what you need to know about CorelDraw tools is that all the tools that we have here has their own property bar. Okay, you can see when I click on the rectangle, you can see properties that is showing me. All right, you can see what I have on the property bar. All right, and likewise, if I should click out, you can see that the property bar also changed. If I should select any other thing, let me select this zoom key. You also see that the property bar has also changed. So each tool here has its own property bar. Okay, I hope you get that. Okay, now let's quickly move ahead with what is it called? Shape tool. Okay, what's the function of shape tool? Shape tool is used to edit, curve, object, or test character by manipulating the nodes. Okay, now let me explain that more better. Okay, let's say for instance this is the shape that we want to work on. All right, so the essence of pick tool, of shape tool, is for us to edit it. Now, how do we do it? Let's say for instance now you can see when I click on the shape tool, you can see that once I click on it, what I have here, you can see. Okay, let me quickly explain this before we move ahead. We have on this shape now we have nodes, and we also have arrow. We are on this shape we have nodes. Okay, this is node, this two is another node, this is another node, this is another node. We have 4 nodes, okay, on this shape. And then we also have what is it called, anchor point. Okay, like this black shape, black square that we have around the shapes are called, the black square that we have around the shape are called anchor points. Okay, so both the anchor point and the node has different functions. Now let me quickly explain more better. Okay, now the anchor point, what you use the anchor point to do is to increase or reduce the shape. It could be a shape, it could be a text, it could be an object. Okay, anything. A text tool also has its anchor point. Let me type a text. All right, so you see that it also has its own anchor point. You can see the black shape around the text. Okay, all these black shape are called anchor points. All right, then if you zoom clear, you can also see the kind of dot around the text. Okay, those ones too are called nodes. Okay, now let's move ahead with the rectangle. Okay, now let's say for instance I want to explain more better on what is it called, on this shape tool. Okay, once I click on the shape tool, so if I should click on this node that we have here, to enable me to round edge of the image and even help me to convert the image to another shape. All right, you can see from the square to circle. All right, you can see that the shape already changed to circle. All right, so that is the function of what is it called, shape tool. You can use it to edit and also manipulate nodes. Okay, let me explain more better on it. Now there is a need for me to, I can also use this shape tool to convert this what is it called, this shape into another shape. How do I go about that? Before I do that, I need to make sure I convert the shape into curve. And how do I go about that? I have to right click and then click on convert to curve, or I press Ctrl Q on my keyboard to convert the image to curve. All right, good. Then as I have converted it to curve, you can see that the color tool has changed. I have a kind of the outline for the image changed to something like blue. You can see, all right, from black that we have earlier. All right, now I can use this. Once I click on here, I can use it to manipulate the image, the shape into another shape with the help of the nodes. Okay, all right, so you can see that the shape has already changed to another shape. Okay, that is the function of shape tool. Okay, now Also for the text tool, I can also use the shape tool to, as I click on the shape tool, I can use the shape tool to scatter the text or to give it a kind of spacing. Alright, so that's the function of the shape tool on text. Okay, now I can also use the shape tool to like distort or rearrange the text anyhow I want it. Okay, I hope you understand what I'm trying to do. So you can do whatever you want with it. Okay, good. Then what else do we do? Okay, then we have the, what's it called, the crop tool. Okay, what is the function of crop tool? Let me try to explain this in a way that will all understand. Okay, now let's say for instance this is this shape here. So I want to duplicate this shape. Okay, and then I will apply another color to it. Okay, I'm sure we all have a phone, and I'm sure you must have one way or the other try to crop your image. Okay, so the same thing is applicable to this thing. So you are trying to crop out, to carve out a part of this shape. Okay, now okay, let's click on the crop tool. As I click on it, so as I draw it like this, good, you can see that it helps me to crop the shape. All right, so that is the help of crop tool. Okay, that's the function of crop tool. All right, now what else do we do? Then I will move to zoom. Okay, so the zoom is to help you to zoom out, to zoom out and zoom in. Okay, so when you are working, it is very, very essential for you to make sure you zoom, so as for you to be able to see what you are doing clearly. All right, if you don't zoom, you might not be able to pay attention to necessary details that you need to pay attention to as a graphic designer. Okay, I hope you understand that. Okay, so you can zoom out and then zoom in. And when you click on the zoom key, just draw it like this. Okay, so it helps you to zoom. And then if you want to zoom out, okay, you have to use your right click to draw it like this. Okay, you can see that we have a kind of minus icon inside the, what is it called, the minus sign inside the zoom icon. Okay, that's to tell you that you are trying to zoom out. All right, so once you keep doing it, it will help you to keep zooming out. All right, then if you use your right click to zoom, to help you to zoom in. Okay, zoom in or out. All right, so now what else do we do? Then we click on another thing we need to work on is this and that we have here is freehand tool. Okay, the function of the freehand tool is I can use it to draw anything. Okay, so I can even use it to sign a signature. All right, I can even use it. You can use it to do anything. You can use it to draw shape. All right, you can, like, let's see, use a shape. Trying to use it to draw a shape. All right, so you can see. All right, so that's the function of what is it called? Okay, that's the function of freehand tool. Okay, you can see draw curves and straight line segments. Okay, you can see this that we have here is curve. This that we have here is curve. You can also refer this to as a straight line segment. Okay, then the next thing we have here is what is it called? Artistic media tool. Okay, what's the function of artistic media tool? Because once we immediately click on it, the property bar change. Like I said, each tool has its own property bar. Okay, once I click on it, then I come here, so I can select any brush that I want. Let's take this and see. All right, so you can see we help you to put a kind of effect. You can reduce this, let's say 10. So the tool will help you to put a kind of effect on your design. Okay, then So you have under the brush here, you can see once you click on this drop down, you can see different what is it called here. Alright, so you see, so select, take your time to explore it. This thing it's really creative. You can do so many things that you don't even expect you can do with it. Okay, take your time to go through it. You can see, so you see different things that you can use the shape, the tool to do. Okay, so you can also use it for calligraphy. So many things. Okay, then what else? Let me delete all this. Okay, good. Then what else? Let's move to the next tool. We have a rectangle tool. Okay, so the rectangle is one of the most common tools that we have in CorelDraw. Hardly will you do without clicking on the rectangle tool for you to have carried out a successful design, because when you want to start your work, your design, it is very, very essential for you to draw a kind of rectangle around your workspace, or else you won't be able to apply color, kind of background design. What am I trying to say? Now as it is, I can see that there's nothing on this on this workspace, so I can't apply color to it. Okay, I can't apply color to it. So if I should just double tap on this rectangle tool now to draw a kind of rectangle around my workspace, then I can change the color, do anything that I want, and even power click the background into the rectangle, into the workspace. You understand? So you have so many things that to help you to do. So this shape, you really need to make use of it in your day-to-day design activities. Okay, draw square, rectangle by drawing the window. Okay, you can see. So this is a square. Okay, and then this is like a rectangle. You understand? So you can also use this shape to do so many things. Then we move to the next tool, which is the ellipse tool. Okay, this is for you to just draw a kind of circle. Okay, and then you can also manipulate the circle. How do you do about that? Once you click on it, then come to where we have what's it called, this arc here. Alright, so you can see that it trims off some part of the, what was it called, the circle. It's not a perfect circle. So as it is now, I can manipulate it, like you can see, I can turn it to half like this, do anything that I want with it. Okay, alright, so then so many things like that. You take your time to explore. Right, so then what else? Then we have another shape here. We have polygon tool. Okay, let me just draw it. Okay, this is a shape here, and then there's one thing about this shape. You can also manipulate this shape. Alright, let's say for instance that you increase all this to like let me increase it to like 25. And see, as I keep on increasing, the shape is turning to something else. Like, let me increase this to like 25. Okay, I can see that it almost changes to like a circle, but it's highly different from a circle because you still have some kind of straight points around the shape. Okay, but one thing you can use it to do that is very, very common, I'm sure you must have seen on a day-to-day this thing is, you can use it to change it to another shape by clicking on your shape tool. Then you click on this note, any of the notes that we have around the shape, and you can drag in it like this. You understand? I'm sure you must have seen something like this, most especially on award or seal. Okay, yeah, on certificates you see things like this on it. Okay, you can change the color, you can manipulate it, do anything that you want with it. See, so take your time to explore more. Alright, you can use it as it is now. You can use it to create background, you can use it to create effects in your design, you can use it to do so many things that you can't even imagine. Alright, and what else? Now let's move to the next tool. Next tool we have here is our text tool. So we use this basically to type in content. Okay, let me say Labib. Okay, just LDM Academy graphic design training. Yeah. All right, so that's the basic thing that you use it to do. Okay, use it to use it to type. Okay, the one thing you need to do about this thing is that once you type like this, there are so many things that you know, like I said, each tool has its own property bar. You can see the property bar for the text tool. So here we have our font list, so you can change the font to any font that you like. Okay, any font that you want. Okay, you change the font to any of the fonts that you like. Let's say, for instance, I want to use this font. Okay, you can see that the font has changed. All right, so and then when you can click on your text, then you click on change case. Okay, automatically you can help you to what. Now let's first click on sentence case. It means only the first letter that will be capital letter. Okay, then let's see. You can see that all the first letters are capital letter. So let's go back to text, change case. So you see, as I click on lower case and click on OK, automatically it will change everything to small letter for me. And when I click on upper case, it will change everything to capital letter. When I change this to title case, it's only the first letter. I mean, let's see, title case. You will see that each letter will be a upper case. You can see. So that's the result of title case. Okay, then change case again. And we have toggle. Okay, so the mixture of what is it called? Mixture of text. Capital and small letter. Okay, that is toggle for you. All right, so you can see. All right, so good. Then what else do we want to talk about? Then we have font size here, so you can change any size. You can change the font size to anything that you want. Okay, then you can also increase it from this anchor point, or you reduce it from the anchor point depending on how you want to do your design. Okay, then we have here. Now, one thing you need to know, you can see that there's a kind of B here that is not clickable. You can't click on it. And you have a kind of high here that you can't click on, but you can click on this. Meaning that you can only underline this font. You can't bold this font. Neither can you make this font to be italic. Okay, let me click on underline. It's already underlined the text for me. But let me see if I can change the font to another font that will enable me to explain those things. So let's see Arial, one of the most common fonts. Okay, Arial. Alright, let's see this Arial bold. Okay, let's see. Now you can see this bold, this B now, it is visible, and I can click on it. So you can see once I click on it, it enables me to bold and to unbold text. Okay, when I click on this italic, it helps me to make the text to be italic, means slant. Alright, then we have alignment here. So I can horizontal alignment. So I can either apply, once I click on none, automatically it means that it will not apply any alignment. It will need to make the alignment to the left. But if I click on left, it also make it to the left. And if I click on center, it will make it to have a centralized alignment. And I click on right, it will make it to have a right alignment. And I click on justify, full justify, it helps me to have a justified alignment. And I click on false justify, you can see what it can see. All right, then what else? So many things like that. So let's move on to the next tool. Here we have shadow. Let's say, for instance, let me explain the shadow tool. Let's see, we can apply shadow to either text or any shape. Okay, let me apply color red to this. Now I'll click on my shadow tool to help me to apply shadow to the shape. Okay, you can see there's a kind of shadow on the shape. So you can come on presets here, so it will enable you to choose how you want the shadow to be. Okay, and take your time to maneuver it and check out things. Okay, then you can also change the shadow color. Okay, you can see the color here, then so many things like that. So you can clear the shadow from here. But as we move on, hardly will you do a design without applying shadow. So there's no way we will not do a design without applying shadow. So you get to know much more about shadow as we move on in our tutorial. Okay, then what else? Let me just delete it. Then another shape we have here, which is another essential tool, is this transparency tool. So let's see the function of the transparency tool. So partially reveal image areas underneath an object. That is transparency tool for you. Let me explain more better. Okay, let me duplicate this image, this shape, and I'll change the color of this to like red. Now, okay, one thing you need to know about transparency tool is that it is basically used to blend background. Okay, easy to blend background. Okay, and then as we move on in the training, you get to know much more about it, because we hardly can do a design without using this tool. Very, very essential tool in CorelDraw. Okay, as I click on it, so I should click on, drag it like this. You can see that it blends off some part of the red shape. Okay, all right, and it's now showing me kind of green. So that is the function of what is it called, of the transparency tool. So it also has its own property bar too, so you can take your time to maneuver it. All right, so let me delete this. Okay, then we have another essential tool that we have here is what's it called, color eyedropper tool. Okay, all right, so let's see what the color eyedropper function is. Okay, let me change the color of this to another color. Okay, now good. Now let's see the function of eyedropper tool. Once you click on your eyedropper tool, so let me click on this color here to help me to clone this color on another shape. Okay, you can see that the color of this tool has changed since I applied this color on this. Good, so you can see. So let me undo. Alright, so that's the function. I should click on the color eyedropper tool again, and then let me click on it again. I should select this color again, then apply it in any of the other shape. You can see that it helps me to apply the color on any other shape. Likewise, tests. Okay, so that is the function of a color eyedropper. It helps me to replicate or clone colors. Okay, then what else? Last thing we have is interactive field. Okay, let me show you what interactive field is used for. Right, so you can use the interactive field both on shape and text. All right, so let's demonstrate. So let me click on the interactive field. So then you drag it like this. Good. As it is now, you can see that we have a kind of red here. So the other side here, so you have another color. It's kind of node that we have here. Once I click on the node, as it shows me a kind of drop box, a drop down, where I can choose another color. You can see node color, specify the color for the selected node. All right, so I should click on it, and then I'll now click on this. Can click on this color palette. Okay, it will help me to bring out the other colors that are available. So let me click on this black. All right, you can see that the color has changed. Good. All right, so likewise I can do the same thing to test. So click on the transparency tool again, drag it this way, and then I'll click on the node here, then click on the color that we have here, and I can change the color to any color of my choice. Okay, any color of my choice. All right, then I click on so you can see, click on any color of my choice. So that's the function of the interactive feel. Okay, then as we have here is our color palette. Okay, this is the bar where we have all the colors. Okay, so we have different types of colors. We have RGB, we have CYMK, we have grayscale, so many of those colors. Okay, if your own color palette is not shown, what you just have to do is to click on this window, then you come to where we have color palettes. Then you can either click on default or click on default, so it will bring your default color back. Okay, and see good. Then now we have here we have our document color on her what's it called, on our status bar. Okay, so all these colors that we have here are called document color. Why is it called document color? Any design that you do, okay, the colors that you pick or that you use in those designs, as you keep on picking colors from your color palette, those colors will be dropping here, provided that you enable the color what is it called, document color under your color palette. If it is not enabled, automatically you can't see it. Let me take it off. You can see that it has disappeared. Alright, so I can't see it here, but I always like to have it. Very, very essential. Alright, so let me take it back. Good. Alright, so I think that's all you need to know in this tutorial. Okay, if you enjoy this video and if you have learned things in this video, do make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and then make sure you comment. Feel free to comment about this video if you like it or not. If there's anything you don't understand, comment on it, and I'm always available to help you on anything that you want. Okay, then lastly, I think this place where we have our design, anything that you want to do, is called workspace. Some people call it canvas, but it is popularly known as what? As workspace. This is where you position all your design. Okay, that's where you position all your design. Everything you want to do is where you position it. Okay, then let's say for instance, now once I'm done, I just click on this save automatically to save the design. Likewise, I can also export it. Come to file. If I want to export, I have to highlight everything like this. Okay, everything that I highlight here, okay, it will help me to export it as an image. I highlight it and then come to file and then click on export. So it will help me to export it as an image. Okay, and okay, so yeah, you can see save as type. Okay, so I can save it as a JPEG, PNG, but let me quickly explain some of these things. There's so many here. So you have JPEG, it means what is it called? It's just like image, you understand, like normal picture. Okay, then you have PNG, it's also a image format that it will not have background. Okay, it will not have background like your picture. So if you don't want it to have background, you can use such images that does not have background are called PNG. Okay, let me see if I can show you what a PNG image is. Okay, let's see. You can see this model here. Let me just copy our image, then let me copy this to this and this. Okay, I want to quickly use it to demonstrate what PNG images are. Okay, so that you understand more better. Okay, now you can see that this model color, this model's image does not have any background. Okay, so you can see that does not have any background, but this one has a background. So any image that has a background is called what? JPEG, but one that does not have a background is what is called a PNG image. Okay, all right, good. You can also export your design as well as PNG. Okay, then what else? Let's go back to export. Let me show you. I think let's see more. Export, then click on the save as type again. So you see scalable graphics, and you see what else. I think there's PDF today. So many things. Can take your time to go through them. Okay, then but this the two that I've said, which is this JPEG, PNG, SVG, and what would you call PDF are very essential. Okay, that you need to know. You can take your time to go through all this there. Okay, then the last thing that we need to do, but which is not the least, is we come to is save. Okay, click on file. Now click on save. Okay, now let me explain this to you. Now if you want to save, once you click on file, click on save, or you press Ctrl X to save, you have this kind of drop box where you input. You first select where you want to save your design, the design location. Then you input the file name. Then here we have this save as type. Okay, so you can decide to save it as CorelDraw. Okay, you can save it as PDF format. You can save it as Adobe Illustrator. So many things here like that. Okay, but one thing to know is that if it is a CorelDraw design, make sure it is CorelDraw. Don't save it as any other thing. Understand? All right. Then what is it? The next thing you need to understand more is this version. Okay, under the version, this is where you step down design from higher version to lower version. Like I said when I started the video, that there are so many versions of CorelDraw, ranging from Corel S3 to the higher version, which is this Corel 2021. Okay, now this my Corel 2019 is working as Corel 2021. Understand? Okay. Now, things you need to know is that if you design on Corel 2013, which is Corel S3, any higher version of CorelDraw can open it. Okay, but if you design with higher versions of CorelDraw, lower version of CorelDraw cannot open such design. For instance, the design that I made on this Corel 2019, Corel 2020, 2021 cannot be opened by Corel S3 or Corel 2013, whichever Corel version you might call it, or Corel S7, Corel S5, whatever. Okay, so now if you want to now step the design down so that it can be opened by any other lower version, specifically Corel S3 or Corel S, which is Corel 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 upward. So it's for you to just step it down to Corel S3, okay, which is Corel 13. Okay, once you click on it, so you to step, then click on save, which is step down the design to lower version of CorelDraw, which is currently trending. Okay, although when I was still an apprentice and I was learning graphics then, so many years back, I used Corel 2011 and Corel 2012 to learn then. So I can confidently use Corel, whichever Corel version understand to design. So it is very convenient for me to understand, because I really know much more on how to design with CorelDraw. Okay, now that's that. So make sure if you want to go and print, for instance, I need to lay more emphasis on this, because I don't want you to fall into wrong hands. Or because if you design anything on PC and you want to go and print outside there, okay, you fail to save your work, step down your work to lower version. You can now copy that higher version of a design that you have done into your Flash, and then you take it to a business center or a place where they are doing printing, and they don't have the higher version of CorelDraw. Irrespective of where your system is or whatsoever, you need to go back to that place to go and step down the work, or even carry the system along and take to the press. You understand? So that's just it. So it is very essential, because almost all those business centers, you don't have higher version of CorelDraw. It's only few of them that uses higher version of CorelDraw. CorelDraw. I hope you understand my explanation so far. Okay, so let me just click on Corel 3, then you now click on what? Save. Once you save it, it will be saved as Corel S3 or Corel 2018. Okay, so meaning that higher versions of CorelDraw can view it. And then more so, then once you click on it, you can see this kind of drop box. Alright, so you can see new features used in this software, meaning that it's telling you that the features that so there are some features in this design, or in this design which is of higher version, that lower version of Corel, which is Corel 20%, I want to step down the work to might not have. Okay, so it's not telling you that you don't want to keep the appearance and make it harder to edit, or you want to keep it editable. Okay, always make sure to make it editable, because anything might happen and you might need to edit your work over there when you want to print. Okay, just make sure you click on make editable and click on OK. Automatically it will save your design where you've selected, the location you've selected in your system to save the design. I hope you understand that. Okay, then more so, before we go for today, alright, on the issue of saving design too, what I need you to note is this: when you design and then you want to make sure you want to print that design, you need to, there's a need for you to always make sure you convert your font to curve. Okay, what does that mean? Now we have so many fonts, numerous fonts, okay, both trending and obsolete fonts, you understand? Trending fonts and old fonts that are no more relevant, that are no more in use, you understand? That's what I mean by obsolete. Okay, so there is a need for you to step down, to convert your text or your font to curve, so as for your font not to change when you want to go and print it. What am I trying to say? For instance, I should design anything on the PC here, and I use any trending font that you probably don't have, or someone else who I want to go and use the system to print does not have. I should just save the design without converting the text to curve. Automatically when the person opens the design, you change the font to another font which might not be as beautiful or as appealing, or might not be okay like the fonts that I used. I hope you understand that. So now, how do we convert fonts to curve? Okay, so what you do is, once you click on the text, and then you click on you right click on the text and you click on convert to curve, or you select the text and then you press Ctrl Q on your keyboard to convert it to curve. Okay, but if you have numerous text on the design, what you just have to do is to come to where we have edit, then you click on select all. Okay, then you click on text. Okay, then you can say I selected this text. Let me see if I have more text. Let me try to add more. Let me duplicate this just for you to understand. I'm trying to say more better. Okay, now let's say these are the different tests that we have on this what is it called? Assume that all these tests are different fonts. Okay, now you come to edit, and you click on select all, then text. As I selected everything for me, and now press Ctrl Q, or you right click and then click on convert to curve. You have to curve the font, so it's as simple as start. Alright, so guys, I hope you've learned one or two things from this video. If you have learned, please make sure that you smash the subscribe button, and then make sure you comment, and then make sure that you share this video for more persons to have access to it. Okay, don't forget to subscribe. Okay, make sure you subscribe so as for you to be the very first person to gain access to creative content things that will be dropping anytime soon. So I'll see you in the next tutorial. You have a lovely day. Bye.